off.
Brad, did they let you keep that racing suit, or was that already your own already? Or
no, I wish. Unfortunately, they took it back, the helmet, the gloves, everything. So I get to dream for another day.
So did you take a lap? Did you?
I took a guide. I didn't drive. I was in the back seat. I wish I drove. I think I'd still be on the track.
Yeah. How fast did they get?
Not sure. You don't have time to even look over your shoulder. Just the intensity and the pace of that car is incredible. So something for the bucket list for sure, and I'm glad to have been a part of that.
What kind of car was it?
It was an Indy car, but just a modified Indy car that they fit a two-seater, component to it. So just gives you. I'm sure the Indy cars are way faster too, but just it's incredible the cornering speed and just the control that those drivers have, pushing those cars to the limit is really fun to watch.
On the soccer front, first off, how was Nico?
Nico had a chat with the doctor this morning. It seems that he better than initially expected. So, what does that mean for us? Is it a quick turnaround for Wednesday, or does he get himself ready for the weekend? So, this is just something we have to monitor day by day, and it's a judgment call pretty much on game day. So, we'll just have to see how he comes through the next 48 hours.
So, he'd be like questionable or.
It's just as per response. It might be a tight stretch for Wednesday, but I don't want to disclose or I don't want to count out Wednesday.
And now looking back at the Orlando game, what do you take away from that?
I take a lot of positives out of that game. I mean, trying to play on the road against high caliber teams, high teams. I mean, they're 1 point behind us in the Supporter Shield standings, and it's a good team. It's a competitive team. It's a team who's good at home, and to limit them, if you look at expected goals, we didn't give up a ton, we didn't create a ton, but it was one of those tight matches of high quality. So, and that's what you expect. And one moment will change a game. And unfortunately, we had one of these moments where, that get away from us just after half, and then we work our way back into it. I look at the positives for sure. Getting Klauss minutes, getting Joachim over the line over 65, 75 minutes. So that's progression. And then how we come back in the game, how we can chase a game and, look to the bench and guys that we know that we have depth and quality now, or players that we believe in that can make a difference. And so again, without their penalty shot, I think their XG was at 0.7, for 90 minutes. So, I take that into account of, high level games that mean something, hopefully playoff games down the stretch. How can we mitigate that and make it as tight for the opponent? Because like we said a week before, 6-3 games are nice for the neutral, but we want to tighten up things. And I think we saw a step tightening up.
A couple of defensive questions. You mentioned Nilsson. Overall, what did you see out of the guy in his first?
Yeah, really good. I saw him. I saw commitment. I saw confidence. I saw courage. One of the things to come back from a long-time injury, although he's had 32 minutes, you can't replicate MLS demands, physically and mentally wise, So just thinking how he came through that, the one moment at midfield where he steps in and really wins a tackle, but it's really hard on the man, on the ball, and we turn over the ball and have a really good moment. I think that's when the penny dropped and said, okay, Joachim, we can really count on Joachim moving forwards now.
Which leads, of course, to my next question, and I don't know if it'll be this. I don't know if you can reveal when it would be, but at some point, is it Parker and Nilsson together, and describe the two of them working together and their different styles?
I think it's always a balancing act, right? I think it's over the season we've proven that we can, have this hybrid system and plug and play and still get results. So, we never want to discredit. I mean, we've got a center back playing left back. We've done a whole bunch of things. We have Indy playing a 6, he's a 10, or what have you, So we have different guys doing different jobs, and credit to them. They've all, held the baton and took on the ownership responsibility, and just for the commitment of the team. And when you see that and it all comes together, what do we look like in 4 games time? I can't tell you, because 4 games time it's just too far down the road. We cannot forecast and predict and hope what we're going to see. All we can see is now what we see in training, and we're seeing good things of a squad that's getting fitter and healthier as the season goes on.
And maybe just more simply along those lines, can you they both played defense, center back, but they're not the same player, I suppose. Can you describe the differences in a good way between Parker and Nilsson?
Well, I think the easiest was one's right foot, one's left foot. That's
I'll
an
put
easy
that in
one
the paper.
for you.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, we have a build-out structure. What does it look like building through the lines? Which way do we get on? Do we recycle the ball to the right, to the left, through the center, through our 6s, through Edu? through Jobs, through Akil Watts. So again, we have different game plans for different opponents, and we each use each guy differently. So they all have their roles and responsibility, and they have their unique qualities in each way. So Tim's a bit of a robust, in-your-face kind of a defender. Joachim's a little bit more of the I would say elegant type to win the ball, nasty. Tim can intimidate, Tim can bully, and that's what we need as well. So I think it's a good contrast of different profiles.
And last question, Tim Parker, can you describe the importance of now his dad strength, I think they call it? Once you become a father, you're obviously stronger.
Yeah, perspective changes for you as a father, right? Life changes for you as a father. Your purpose now becomes something else, and the purpose now becomes, Rory. So we wish the Parker family the best, baby and mama healthy. So that's the most important thing. And now how that kicks on and runs off down the line, I know what it did for me. I know what it felt like. I know those feelings all too well, and it's just something that you can never explain in words. And I'm glad Tim's getting to feel those feelings.
Actually, I just thought of 37 more questions I want to ask.
Klauss is going to tackle you.
Bradley, back to Joachim Nilsson. How is he doing after playing 70-plus minutes?
He's doing really good. So sometimes after the city 2 minutes, his knee would swell up just slightly, and obviously that's like growing pains again, getting used to the rigors and what a game dictates. But surprisingly, came back out of this game saying, I feel pretty good. What does pretty good feel like, and how now do we sensibly manage and monitor him? That's up to us and the medical staff just to see what is best for him. 3 games in a week is tough. We'll have to just see how we do that, and we want to be smart.
And thinking about Dallas, any takeaways from that crazy game that was played in 2 different halves between 2 different months, or is it too difficult to analyze just because of the way you went?
The takeaway is they beat us at our own game. They beat us in transition. In that 30 minutes, we got a little too expansive. We got a little bit out of sorts, and they beat us in transition where Jesus runs through the middle. So obviously that can't happen. And that's been on the agenda for us for sure, after the game on the weekend. And now we start facing, looking forwards to Dallas, who's a very good team. They've got players come back from injury. They're a big threat, So they get a good win now in injury time, against Austin. So, to be reckoned with for sure. And this is very important for us, how we, put teams under pressure at home, how we dominate at home, what is our home record. And we don't have too many home games left, so we want to, wow the fans. So we want to continue our form at home, and, while we continue that form, having great starts, scoring goals, getting points on the board, because we know we have a tough stretch coming up. So, it's all about 3 points.
And besides Nico, anyone else maybe not available for tomorrow?
No, we're just about full bill of health. So, obviously there's still a couple of guys recovering and doing regen now, and some always aches and pains and bruises. But I think we'll be good for Wednesday.
Justin?
Coach, to kind of follow up on that point, if Klauss can't go for 3 matches in a week, if Nico isn't ready, Caden Glover scored a brace yesterday for City 2. How much does he potentially factor into your plans, especially with the fixture congestion?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, if you look, we've acquired Nukvi. So Nukvi plays one of 3 positions as well, right? So we have Thomas Ostrak, we have Celio Pompeu, we have guys up that depth chart. I mean, we know, with Caden, and we saw the types of goals he can score, really technical, high caliber goals, right? So he's really in his groove when he's with City 2, or, even when he went down to the younger age group just to play playoffs or, play games on the line and with his age group, and he blends in well. And then when you bring him up to us, and then he has to get used to the pace and the tempo and the physical side of it, of which I've seen a big leap in the last couple of months. All right, so he's getting there. Does he bring into contention now when games are really on the line? Not too sure. But right now, we're just really happy that, the guys that have come in, it just added layers of what we try and do. Do we use 2 strikers? Do we continue to use 2 strikers at 1 and 3 10s? Or, it gives us lots of options now, and it's up to us as coaches now to find the best suited options for the best opponent. Yeah.
What was the wait like for you for Klauss to come back? I mean, it seemed like it was always close, and then it was far away, and just...
Yeah, listen, I mean, we put full trust in the medical staff, and full confidence in the player. But now, it takes... I've been injured for many, many months out of my career, way too many. I think they could accumulate to years, over 18 years. So I know what it feels like. And I know what it feels like when you everyone's telling you your body might be ready, but your mind is just not ready, right? And then your mind can tense up your body in a certain way, and then you pick up little things along the way. I was a prime candidate for that. I put too much tension and expectations on my shoulders, and all of a sudden I spoke myself into an injury. So I think it's just normal, right? It's never easy. Like once bitten, twice shy, kind of, so you pick up that injury. Now, if you accumulate injuries, you get a little bit shy about when do I come back and how do I come back. So, I think the staff, tried as best as they could to get him back in the quickest amount of time possible. And Klauss always pushed it to the boundaries of when he should be coming back or when he can come back. But again, the player has to feel confident, So again, we put full trust and faith in the player and the staff to get this right. That it takes a little bit longer. Sometimes we cannot control that. It's just everybody's different. There's no secret recipe or remedy or a special injection or something that we don't see behind the scenes here. There's no magician working or any in South Africa they would say sangomas, which is the witch doctors, doing anything there. So we just have to let nature take its course. But we're happy to have Klauss back now.
Is it easier to be patient when the team was doing so well?
Well, it gives opportunity. That's what it does do. And you have to think now with the opportunity given to everybody, and everyone's now developed. If we have to count on people late on down the stretch and they haven't given a body of work, we don't know what we're going to get. But at least now we know what we can get, and we can kind of hold expectations and hold accountability a little bit better.
And what more did you want to see from the defense, or what difference did you want to see in the defense that sounds like you thought you saw on Saturday?
No, just giving away big moments, right? Just giving away structure, just giving away, if I have to see Roman too many times making world-class saves, that's not great, because that's a sign of, gaps, and that's a sign of, breaking down, that we're letting teams through. So, and I thought we took a step in the right direction of just being, defensively sound. So that was really good. And you have to get something to, you have to lose something to gain something. And it's always this yin-yang balance of attacking play. Are we playing away from home? Are we at home? How much do we open up at home? How much do we keep shop tight away from home? So again, it's just the balance that you have to play. When games are on the line and there's fine margins, you have to really be strategic about how you go about it.
You look at how Saturday played out, and Markanich sets up a goal, Klauss gets in, Nielsen plays a full game. Thoresen is getting more involved. Does it feel like a different team almost in some ways, with some new faces playing major roles?
It can be. It's the instinct of the person that we signed, because in terms of coaching and tactical philosophy and style of play, it's going to take a while for Nukvi. It's going to take a while for Anthony. So we always continue to show these guys videos and just to help them and guide them along their way here, knowing that there's only 9 more games left. So you're trying to force feed information and hoping bits of these information sit and hold, and that they can introduce it in the games if they get their minutes. So development.
Anybody else have a question for Coach? All right, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Before we kick things off, Klauss is going to have a quick, synopsis of the last 4 months for you guys before we go to questions, so we don't have the entire time taken up on his quad. So let Klauss have the floor, and we'll go to questions.
Thank you, Gaspi. Yeah, I think everyone have a lot of questions about my injury and why it took so long. So I think I should give an explanation, and I will try to do in the best way possible. So after my injury against Colorado, so I didn't felt so bad in the game. It was just a little burn. So everyone expect that it wasn't so bad, and actually the MRIs wasn't so bad as well. So after 10 to 15 days, I had no pain anymore in my body, so I was feeling great, or like normal again. And this was a little bit tricky for us because my feeling wasn't right. So we tried to start move again on the field. What was good in the beginning when I tried to make things more intensive. So I felt a little bit that the things wasn't right in the right place yet. So we wait for 2 weeks more, and then it was pretty good again. My feeling, also the feeling from the physical and medical staff. So I tried to come back to the group, and in my first training was before the game. I don't remember which game. So I hit injury, and that was the problem. Again, we try to do the best after the injury. Also, my feelings wasn't bad, and we figured out that the only way to know if I was fine to be back on the field, to be back with the group, was doing MRI and checking the pictures, because was a muscle injury, but I also had a damage in my tendon, and that was the biggest problem for us, because in this kind of injuries, it's not about your feeling, it's about when your tendon it's healed. So we were doing MRIs and MRIs every 2 weeks and waiting to see when it was possible to come back on the field. And as coach explained to you guys, everyone is different, and yeah, we had to wait till my body was full healed. It wasn't easy for me. It was really tough for months, and by the end of the day, I'm a human being like everyone else, and we had to wait. So yeah.
Thanks, Ross.
Thank you, Gaspi.
Questions? Go ahead. We'll go to Tom first, and we'll go to Frank.
How happy are you to be playing again?
Yeah, very happy. Was tough 4 months for me, but also really proud of my teammates. What they have done in this time is really impressive, really amazing. So yeah, happy to be back with them.
Were you confident through the whole time that you would be getting back? Was there ever a thought that this thing's never going to get better?
I mean, in the beginning, I was pretty confident, but yeah, I think I had few points that was first making questions, why this happened, why I got injury, and then you start to blame things. Oh, you start to blame yourself, and then, as I say, in the end, I accept that this is part of life. I'm a human being. I can injure like everyone else, and actually, it was really hard for me to accept that. I think after 2 or 3 months that I was able to accept. So yeah.
When you're both 100% healthy, you and Nico, how do you think your games will complement each other, and what are your impressions of Nico's breakout season?
Yeah, I think we already showed how good we can be together. Also, we have more options now. We have more players. So, I mean, I'm really happy for Nico, because how you guys know, we have really good connection, not only on the field, but outside of the field as well. So I'm really happy and proud of him, because he's doing amazing. Also, we have Sam now. So this is a question that you have to make for the coach, who gonna play together, how we gonna play. But I mean, we're just happy that we have more options on the group.
How soon are you looking to kind of getting back into the full swing of things? Are you still in the mind process of like taking it slowly? Are you ready to just kind of jump back out there?
I mean, the first weeks with the group, so we were managing minutes in the training, with physical stuff. So I wasn't pretty confident, because in training, if you don't feel confident, maybe you can just leave the ball, or you can maybe don't make a sprint or something like that. But I mean, this game was important, because when you go to the field and you have the competition, you have the adrenaline, you just forget about everything. And I think this was the most important thing for me in this game, because when I come in, I just forget about everything. I forgot about my injury. I forgot about the 4 months. I just want to go 100% and help my team. So yeah, that was pretty important for me and for my mind, to get in the right place and be sure that I'm fine to go. And yeah, I felt pretty good.
Santi?
With the team having success while you were out, and you weren't sure when you were gonna come back. Did that give you like more time, less pressure to get better and get back in the field?
I mean, that's of course I'm really happy for the team, and even the team having success or not, we always want to come back as soon as possible. So, but I mean, of course, I always put a lot of pressure myself, and that was the worst part for me. It's not about if the team was doing well or not, but I think the worst part for me was the fight against myself.
Ben, and then we'll go to Jen.
Just real quickly, I asked Coach about it. Your thoughts on Nilsson and how he looked in his game.
Yeah, I mean, really happy. I'm very close to Nilsson, and I was here when he played for City 2 as well, to support him. It's been more than a year for him, and yeah, as you guys know, he's a leader in the dressing room, and everyone was expecting this moment. So yeah, we're really happy and proud for him.
You guys almost got there, but with Nilsson being possibly the most experienced player right now with injury, any wise words from him as you were trying to heal?
Yeah, we were together every day, so I mean, even the breakfast, we were taking breakfast together and talking about our injuries, about our feelings, not only on the field but also outside of the field. And yeah, he have been helping me a lot in this moment as well.
Yeah, what was going through your mind on Saturday when you went out on the field?
I mean, I think I got blind when I when I come inside of the field, because we were losing the game, and I just wanna help the best way possible. Of course, my physical conditions are not the best, and I know that, and that's also hard to accept. But yeah, I have to accept. But yeah, I just want to help and try to help the team to score the goal that we needed. But I mean, yeah, I was really happy. My family was also there. My wife was there with her family, so it was very important to have their support. But also, the coach always give me freedom. He said that don't think about the result, don't think about your performance, just enjoy this moment, because I know it was hard for you. So yeah, I really appreciate that from him as well.
What was it like for you during those 4 months, just watching all these games?
I mean, it's not easy. It's tough. You come every game here, you see our fans, the support that they give us, and yeah, I mean, I was happy for the team, but every time I was going home, my wife was saying, "Why you said the team won?" And I say, "Yeah, I mean, it's just want to be there with them." So.
Pick up any hobbies? Did you take up anything new while you weren't playing?
A lot of PlayStation.
Yeah. Is it just a relief for you now to be back and playing, doing what you love?
Yeah, sure. I know that I have to do a lot yet. I'm not in the physical conditions that I want to be. I'm not maybe performing in the way I want. But I mean, I just need time and be patient, trust in the work, trusting in our sports scientists. They have been doing amazing job with me every single day. As you guys know, I'm doing more than the rest almost every day. So yeah, feeling better each day.
Yeah, you figured out how many miles you've run during this time?
I think in the last 7 weeks it was a lot. It was a lot.
Have you had anything like this before in your career where you've been out all?
Yeah, that's a good question, Tom. So maybe guys don't know, but I never had injury in my career. So since I started with 10 years old, I never had injury. I never had moments like that. So that's why it's pretty hard for me to accept. It's pretty hard for me to handle the situation, it's pretty hard to also to my mind, because I always thought, okay, I can just go, and I'm not injured because I never had before. So yeah, it's something new for me, and yeah, I will work pretty hard. I will take care of my body even better to don't have this in the future anymore.
You feel fresh for the rest of the season now for these last 9 games?
Yeah, pretty fresh. So yeah, I just, as I say, just want to get better in my physical conditions, get my mind in the right place, my body in the right place, and yeah, try to help my teammates in the best way possible.
When it happened, did it just sneak up on you, or was there like a moment where all of a sudden there was pain, or?
I mean, was the moment that we score our goal against Colorado. So when I start the sprint, I remember I run the first post and Haas run the second post. And when I start the sprint, I just felt burning a little bit. But yeah, when we scored the goal, I stopped and I walked back to the midline, just released the pain. So I wasn't feeling bad. And then I tried to jog when they start the game again, and I see that wasn't right. So I stopped immediately because I didn't want to get worse. So yeah.
Your wife's family, were they planning on being out here, or did they come here because this was when you were going to return?
No, they were planning to come, I think, next week or 2 weeks. But I told them that we had this game against Orlando. They went to Disney World. So yeah, my wife was there with them for a week. And yeah, I told them to, if they was possible to change for these dates, that they were able to watch the game. I was not sure if I was going to be there, but yeah.
Did they like Disney World?
I mean, yeah, they like it. They enjoy it, I think. But I mean, yeah, my wife was pretty tired yesterday when she arrived home, so it was also tough.
Klauss, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Welcome back. Thank you.
Thank you.